This is the Roulette Master, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe by hitting the red subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 8 a.m. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about what the closest thing I can think of in roulette to advantage play is. I know a lot of people that try to play blackjack for a living. You know, they try to get advantage play by letting the casino know that they're willing to spend so much more money, how much they're going to spend over a certain time, and the casino gives them a little bit of a concession that gives them a slight advantage. But in roulette, we don't really have that. So the closest thing I can think of to advantage play in roulette would be a system where the only way that you can lose is limited. So that's why I've been working on modifications to this playing roulette without losing method, because again, the third 12, for those of you that have seen it, the third 12 and 0 are the only ways to lose, and you can't have more than one of those in a row, so you can't lose two in a row. The only way you can lose with this system is if it gets choppy and it goes back and forth. So I want to talk a little bit more about that, and you know what I think the goal of this channel, really, in my opinion, and I hope you guys agree, is to find the best roulette system possible. And the closest thing to, you know, advantage play in roulette. Okay, so we lost the very first spin, and that means we're going to spin without betting. And this is kind of the thing I think of that's close to having an advantage, because we just spun a 35 and we didn't lose because we didn't bet, because we're not going to bet again until we don't hit a 0 or 35. So with this system, basically you can never have a losing streak. The worst thing that can happen, and we hit another one, so see how much money this is saving us already. But the worst thing that can happen would be choppiness of, for instance, a third 12 and then no third 12 and then third 12 again, and that can happen. And that's why you need a large bankroll. But you can see there's been 4 in a row that would have cost us if we were betting, because again, 0 and third 12 are the only ways to lose. So now that we didn't hit third 12, now we're going to start increasing our 2 units. So you can see we're minus 20 right now. Now we have 30 on each. Okay, and again, if you win at 30, you're always going to be in profit, seeing we're up 10 now. So that's pretty good considering we lost the very first spin, and there were a bunch in a row that would have normally made us lose, but we're already hit another third 12. So that's the only time you can lose, is if you hit third 12 or 0. So now we're going to spin without betting again. Okay, we didn't hit third 12 or 0, so we increased by 2 units. But that's the closest thing I can think of to advantage play, because they're not going to give you, like what they do in blackjack, a concession like that. So we lost again. So again, the choppiness is what can get you with this system, but that's why we have a large bankroll. So we lost at 30 each there, so we know the next bet's going to be 50, but we're not going to bet that until we don't hit a 0 or third 12. So now we're at 50. And one reason I'm really working hard on this system, I know it's I've had a lot of videos on it, is because I am going to Vegas next week, and I'm excited to, and we're going to repeat this bet because we didn't reach an all-time high yet at 50 each. But I'm excited about going to Caesar's Palace for a week next week, and I'm going to really test this system out even more than I have here at home. And this is a test tonight with this one. We've lost at 10, at 30, and at 50 with the choppiness, or minus 120. So let's spin again until we don't hit a third 12 or 0. Now we put $70 bets out, and that's because we go up 2 units every time after we sit out. Okay, we got a win, but we're still not in profits, so we just rebet. And if we win, we start over. If we lose, we go up to 90. And let's see where we're at. So we're up 20, and then you start back over at 10. But that's about as bad as the spins get. Of course, there's another loss. So usually it makes money faster than this, but at least we're not losing with all these third 12s, and that's something to be happy about. Okay, it's time to bet again. Increased by 2 units from 10 to 30. But that's why I've been working so hard on this one, is because I'm going to be using this in Vegas next week, and I know that I have potential to make a lot. But if I get spins like this, it's going to be a challenge. And this is about as rough as it gets. Okay, so now it's time to go to 50. We went from 10 to 30 to 50. But the key is remembering to sit out so that you don't have consecutive losses. And we won at 50, but we're still down, so we rebet. If we win, we start over. If we lose, then we go to 70. And we got it. So now we're at 40. And really, being up 40 with the horrible luck we've had so far is pretty darn good. And lost again. Every single time. We haven't had any consecutive wins so far. So I like the challenge. Okay, time to bet again. Now we're back to 30. Again, just go up 2 units every single time if you lose after you sit out. Okay, we got it. And again, anytime you win on 30, you know you've reached an all-time high, so you don't have to worry about it. If you go past 30, then you need to keep track of that all-time high. Again, we haven't had 2 consecutive wins this whole time. When you have 2 12s, eventually you usually have consecutive wins. We want to remember we were up 50, and if you have a large enough startup fund, eventually you'll start getting some spins that go in your favor. So, all right, now we go back up to 30, and here we go. Okay, so now we start back over, because anytime you win at 30, you start back over. It's when you go past that to 50 or 70 or 90 that sometimes you have to get multiple wins before you restart. Look at all those blacks, by the way. That is a lot of black numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I can see. Good thing we're not betting on colors right now, unless we were betting on black, right? All right, here we go. Okay, we got a win. And eventually we'll get consecutive wins with this, because that's the first time we have done it, I believe. But it's inevitable if you're patient, because you do have 2 of the 12s out of 3, so you have the majority. But the nice thing about this is that was a really, really rough stretch that I just went through, and we got through it pretty easily with this system. And now let's rebet. And I'm still going with, like in my previous video, with the $300 stop loss. I think that's good with this. But I still come every single time I go to the casino. I bring $2,000 to $3,000 just in case. So that's important. And even if you don't risk it, it's nice to, if you do have a losing session, to go home with a lot of money. It'll at least help you mentally prepare for the next time you go out. And you can see there, We lost that last one at 10, so we sit out. Okay, now it's time to bet, so we go back to 30. Again, it's 2 units every time. And again, anytime you win at 30, you don't have to worry. You're going back to 10. So now we're up 100. And but this system is definitely the closest thing I can think of to advantage play in roulette. And just because you can't have consecutive losses when the third 12 is in the zero, the only way to lose. So, but again, you can't get super choppy. Like we had really bad luck with this session, but we still ended up winning $100 in about 10 minutes. So I really like it. I'm going to be using it in Vegas. And again, that's why I've been doing so many videos on this system, because I'm trying to get as many reps as I can in before I go to Vegas to have as much confidence as possible when I up the table limits and all the things that come with Vegas. So this has been working fantastic at my local casino, and I've been using automated and it's been working really well. So I know I did a video on that where I showed you which one I've been playing, and it moves super fast. So I can make money a lot faster than what I even did here with that one. So that's your answer. If for those of you that comment about this being faster than playing in the casino at a table, that's for sure. But what I'm playing at the casino is much faster winning than what I'm doing here with the app. So keep that in mind. There's always different things on different ends of the spectrum. So keep that in mind. If you have a system you've been using, I would love to see it, and I would love to showcase it on the channel, because again, I'm in search of the best roulette systems possible to I know there's not an advantage, but to get as close as we can to an advantage play in roulette. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and that by hitting the red subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications, because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 8 a.m. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day.